I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders, great millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that are teaching the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And in this lesson, I'm going to make it short and quick to the point. This is relating to the times that we're in. And it's just going to get worse. Like over there in Venezuela, you had the police forces wasn't even on their duty over there. And it was all type of pillage, rape, chaos, disorder, activities going over there in Venezuela. The same thing is happening over here in America. It touched the shores of America, man. These police officers, these authority figures that are made to protect the homeland, they are uprooting from their position that is made for them to protect the elite's best interest, and that's to keep their society policed, or should I say clean, to their expectations. And what I mean clean is by kicking niggas off the streets, or kicking you jakes off the streets and putting you in their system and keep doing the same thing, or just other madness that they have on the agenda for police officers to do. So they really don't stop anything. You still got the cartels coming in with their drugs. You still have missing children. Police are not getting paid really close to what they really deserve. It's just a whole domino effect of lack of rulership coming from Esau, man, is bleeding out into his old society. Which, in this article, it reads about police officers AWOL in their posts. And this is in Missouri. The state of Missouri, which is in the United States of America. So those atrocities, those catastrophic events that's happening overseas are touching the shores of Babylon the Great, which is America, man. Pastor Hart just made a video of saying this is it. Don't neglect it. Matter of fact, I had it posted. Okay, right here it says, "This is it. Make no mistake anymore." This is a Pastor Hart page right here that's highlighted. GMS declaring the end. And it's true. This is it, man. This is it. We going into that final second of the Lord, just sealing the elect, or the elect is already sealed. It's just the fulfilling of prophecies being manifested. Because we're going into the time of the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And then you have other scriptures relating to prophecies such as this one, 2 Ezra chapter 15. So I'm going to read from the top. It says, the entire police department abandons their jobs permanently and town doesn't descend into chaos. So it says the entire department abandons their jobs permanently and town doesn't descend into chaos. But it's going to shortly, very shortly. Hell, it's probably doing it right now. It happened October 1st. The White House was read. The brother told me today that the White House was glowing red the first day of October, which was I think it was yesterday. Yeah, Today is October the 2nd. And it stood for October Red, or Red October, which a lot of wicked things happens in October, especially spiritual wickedness, Satanist holiday, which is Halloween. And before this year go out, man, it's going to be a big bang of something happening, man. And this is one of them. This is one of them, man. Police are not standing on their posts. They're looking for work elsewhere. Or shoot, what if this happens in all 51 states? You know, police just leaving their posts, and that's not really bad news to the government. Reason being because they're going to bring in their own troops that they want to have placed in these cities, like these national guards that they have in certain cities to police their cities and towns. And they're going to be more harsh on the people because there's no due process with those troops. It's just you being apprehended, or if they have the authority to shoot on sight, then it's that. You know, it's not putting you in a police wagon and sending you off to jail and you got court Monday. Now, Esau is bringing in that draconian law. The draconian law, it doesn't have human rights in best interest, meaning you're going to be just like those men or women that get hauled off to Guantanamo Bay and just you just existing there until you rot. And they can do any and everything to you. Those are the type of people that's going to take the place of the police officers. Come on, man. Now all of a sudden now this just happened. Like this is normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. And it's gonna happen. It's just a domino effect. You know, Esau just don't plaster this on the news article for no reason, man. And what I mean by Esau don't plaster stuff on the news media articles is because Esau's running the news article industry. Hell, as a matter of fact, it was a couple of head founders of famous newspaper articles like New York, Atlanta Journalist, Washington Post. They all met in Bohemian Grove with all the other world leaders. And basically what they do is they initiate whatever the elite banking family tells them to in a news article to feed the people that's not in the know. And what do we see here? We see the entire police department abandons their job permanently. This is not light. This is something that's going to be happening throughout the 51 states of the United States of America. Hell, quiet as kept, Chicago a few years ago was on this type of function of only dealing with citizens if they have a major emergency. But if it's not a major emergency, like domestic violence and whatnot, they're not going to come to the house. They're not going to answer the call. The same thing with this Crown 19. If you get into a car accident down here in Atlanta and it's not a major emergency due to the Crown 19 restrictions, police don't have to go to a fender bender accident or to a accident that's not catastrophe because of Crown 19. Now, how many other things that they don't have to attend to because of uh, certain state of emergencies that's being played out throughout different states. There's just countless of them. And then they're defunding the police departments too as well. So we in these times, man, we are definitely in the latter days, man. And a lot of you women out there, you're not gonna have protection no more. Like you like to call police on Jake. You like to you like to, put Jake through hell, man, because you got the government on your side. Well, the government is showing you that he's not on your side. And if you women don't get right, you women of the 12 tribes of Israel, you're going to be put to death. You're going to be put to death by these troops that's going to take that, or well, not that's going to take, but that are taking the place of these police officers that are abandoning their posts. And nowadays, these police officers, they have military gear, and and they're getting used to that, used to seeing that. But sooner or later, they're gonna show their true horns, and they're gonna have those subcontractor, federal defense contractor troops in a town near you, and they don't even speak English. And if they do, they're on a mission, and they really are cold to you because the government is putting all his money in his military might, and he's brainwashing these troops to be cold-hearted and to be about their own, to look out for themselves. Just like Nick Rockefeller told Aaron Russo, he said, "Why do you care for these people?" Because Aaron Russo was, concerned about the regular citizens that go through, you know, through the hustle and bustle, and try to make things right, because he came from that background, but he became rich. And then Rockefeller was like, "Why do you care for these people? Why don't you just take care of yourself?" That's the type of mindset that the government is putting in these troops. And then the narrative that Esau is painting out here is broken home, broken family. You're independent. You're by yourself. Why? Because you're broken up. Now Esau can come and get you individually. He can make you. He can get you in your vulnerable time. I mean, your vulnerable moment, and have you agree to just really in a so-called survival mode, but it's really not a survival mode, because he's the one causing it. He's the one causing you to be in a state of frantic because of your job, or because you don't have enough wages to make ends meet, or it's just too much because you're at work majority of the time and not at home. If you got a family, it's double the hell. But if you don't, it's still hell. So Esau has it sold up, man. It says right here, early this month, without warning, the taxpayers of Kimberlin City found out that the police department they have been paying for protection no longer wish to serve them. It's going to be in every city, yo. Ooh, Atlanta. Really, all these places, man. But mainly, where these women is running amok, man, down here in Atlanta. The scamming, the prostituting women, the whole nine, man. These women out here setting men up, child support, all of these things, man. It's going to come down to you women harder, because men, they gonna man up in that time, and you women are gonna be left in the cold, because the Lord said a man should be a hiding place from the tempest, and the word tempest goes into a storm. So the taxpayers that were paying taxes for these police officers to protect them, they in shock right now, man. And you seen the title. It says, "Town doesn't descend into chaos." They don't go into chaos because the posts of the police officer are empty. Well, for one, they don't want that drama. Two, it's still kind of civilized over there. Three, um, it's only a matter of time for this thing to break out, and then what? Order out of chaos. The government is going to send in the National Guards. Don't let it be a protest over there. See, this is where the city that the police officers left their posts is located. Kimberly City. Kimberly City is a city in Stone County, Missouri, United States. The population was 2,400 at the 2010 census. So it ain't that many people there, but at the same time, though, that's still major, man. 2,400 people since 2010. Well, from 2010 it was 2,400 people counted. But, who knows? Esau, obviously is more since 2010. But still, though, this is not a light thing just because it's not a population as these other major cities outside of Missouri are, such as Atlanta. Atlanta, I think, is going up to almost 7 million in Atlanta alone. Now, it's not talking about Columbia, Georgia, or Valdosta or Macon. Like Atlanta is not that big. She got 7 million people, man. They're going to show you that when all hell breaks loose in Atlanta, it's definitely World War III, for real. So it says the entire department, including the police chief and every single officer on the force, turned in their resignation letters and abandoned their positions. The move caught the entire town, including the mayor and the sheriff, off guard, as there was no warning given or demands made prior to the mass exodus. Have I ever said no to you guys? No, I haven't. So how can I explain this right here? I have no idea, said Mayor Bob Frist, who told Ozarks first that he was shocked and disappointed when he received Police Chief Craig Alexander's resignation letter. These things is taking its turn for the worse. America is in a infrastructure decline. From the buildings, the people, their order in society, the food. The Most High is tearing this place down, man. The dollar is collapsing, or has already collapsed. It's just the powers that be that are keeping this dollar in circulation. Then you have the economy in the greatest recession and the greatest depression ever. But the government is hiding it. This is all the plans of the Most High, man. The Lord said Esau should build, but he should tear down. The Lord would tear down. In Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. Satan's coming down with great wrath. And who is Satan? Esau. Started with the elite banking family, which are the heads of the whole nation of Esau, Edom. And then you got the rest of the body. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another. It's drawing nigh. People out here killing people for nothing. No matter which race it is, no matter which ethnic group it is. It can be Esau, so-called white people. It can be Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. And these other different ethnic groups out here killing each other, man. It was one East Indian lady, I think, she cut off her mother's head. and was toting it in the bag. And her mother was supporting her through school, financially. And it was like, Satan still had a hold on her. Well, not a hold on her. She had Satan dwelling within her, man. It didn't matter. And this the boiling point too, to get y'all just to understand that we're in a spiritual warfare. It doesn't matter about the carnal things that you have. So any carnal thing that you have, you can have different desires of a substance in this world, but through the spirit, don't love it. There's a difference between having a desire and loving it. We're supposed to love Yahweh Bashim Yahushua first, and all things should be added unto us. Seek ye the kingdom first. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all things should be added unto you. And that's the same thing with everything once you get into this truth. Because you'll see what this life is really all about, what this life is really supposed to be like. And not what Esau showed us, not what our parents showed us. So a sword and destruction draw nigh. Like I mentioned, the domestic violence, and then you have the international violence, which is soon to be turned into World War III with these head leaders of these nations, because the people are in turmoil, and the powers that be are in a shaking condition right now. They're hurrying up their plans so they can see this new world order fall into place, but it's not going to turn out to the way they want it to be, because the elite banking family, they're going to be put into slavery, and everything that they fought for is going to be lost. Like it says in Job chapter 20, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's going to go down in Kimberlin City, man. It's probably already doing it right now. The spirit of death is probably just riding through there, or the Lord allows Satan to come into the minds of those people and just start out a riot, man. And then it gets so worse that the government called another national emergency. And this time, all the cities is on strict lockdown. Then the Crown 19 don't make it no better. So they're going to go extra hard. So, Jake, we ain't in a time of trying to, get certain goals in the society to be well off in the society and retire and leave a generational wealth to our semblance. Because Esau throwing football passes to Jake's with different opportunities. He just throwing money everywhere. That's how the old Caesars were back in Rome before it fell. It was giving people bread and circus. They was giving people gifts before the society fell. Same thing is happening over here right now in the last leg of Rome. They just giving away money, man. Just like the PPP loans, the SBA loans. They're trying to, well, not trying, but they are collapsing their own society. Just like Nero tried to burn down Rome, which he did, and he blamed it on the Jews or the Christians, the followers of the Messiah. And his plan worked. They're doing the same thing right now. They're burning their city down, and they're going to blame us, Project Megiddo. Look at Project Megiddo. They have us listed as an extreme group, which they are the ones who are extreme, because they're going to and fro throughout the earth like a lion seeking who they may devour. And the Lord has a hedge around his chosen men and he having us to bring out the truth and set us up in order while he's reproving Esau. And how is he's reproving Esau is by tearing down what Esau is building and putting his name on the border of those places that he's building, such as America. The founding fathers, they called this land not after the northern kingdom tribes that actually dwelt in the land before they did and really owned the land. No, they calling it America, the border of wickedness, which the border of wickedness is just Esau putting his name on the land which he don't even own, which he stole. So the Most High is tearing this place down, man. It says, verse 16, for there should be sedition among men. It's going to be sedition among men. There's a lot of articles coming out about regular people going against the authorities. And the authorities being the police or the National Guards. They got the National Guards there at the White House right now, protecting the White House because of that incident that happened in January 6th. And wouldn't you be thinking that it would be some worse off that the government would be doing to the people concerning that matter? No, they got things in the works behind the scenes, and it's bleeding out invisible to the people, but to the ones that are in the know, we see that these government tactics are taking its place. He is setting the stage up to display his great wrath that he's going to have on the people. But it's not going to work against the men of the Lord, because the Lord has a standard upon the elect. Now it says, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another, they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17. So, these cops, they quit their jobs and all that. You have troops. But the Lord said, at the course of the people, actions is going to stand in their power, meaning, Esau can send his troops and stuff like that, but the people, they're going to have power in their hands to kill off a lot of these troops. But ultimately, the Lord's going to have it to where he is going to really take control because of his military might. And it says a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. Why? Because that's the military might of Esau. Watch the movie The Road. Watch the movie I Am Legend. And you will see different checkpoints, like the movie Contagion. He was trying to go to another city, but he couldn't because he had to have documentation to go in that city, of saying that he wasn't sick and stuff like that. That's the same thing that's happening right now. I read an article and I posted up as a video that you couldn't even ride through South Carolina. If you were from Georgia, even if you did have a Crown 19 pass, they just wasn't taking nobody that wasn't from South Carolina. And South Carolinians, they couldn't leave South Carolina and then come back at a certain time. They would just have to stay away, I guess, until things cool down with the Crown 19, but it hasn't. But you see everything slowly for sure open back up. Esau made it comfortable out here for the people, but something else is about to happen. You see this dollar is collapsing. Gas has gone up to $6 a gallon in California. It's getting worse, man. Call all y'all Bashim Rashad for this, because we're reading what we're going through. And the Lord said in John chapter 5, verse 39, read the scripture for him, and you think you have eternal life. And we can use that in a sense also till we think that we are the hopefully elect, and we're going to actually make it through these last few prophecies that's going to seal the deal of us getting saved by our Lord, which is the mark of the beast in World War III, like it says in Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. Verse 18 says, "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." What you think is going to happen when all these cities turn out to be in these situations or in this situation? And other situations as well. You got the famine of food, people killing each other or murdering each other over food. Verse 19, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." It's going to be no pity. Remember, there's no respect of the kings or princes, which are the government, which is the government, particularly in the United States. People ain't going to care what the government say. They're going to rise up against the government, and they're going to do their own thing. Just like I just read in verse 19. "And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So these are the times that we're living in. This is 2 chapter 9, verse 1. "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then should thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Read Matthew chapter 24. When the disciples came to Yahushua, and they asked him, what are the signs of the end? The Lord said, when the gospel is preached throughout the four corners of the earth, then should the end come. And we at the end, because this truth is throughout the four corners of the earth. You got brothers in the four winds of the earth preaching the word, preaching Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And then right here it says in verse 2, then should thou, it says, "And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before." How did the Lord tell us before? Through his prophets, through this word, about the times to come according to prophecies. Verse 2, "Then should thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So we know that the Lord is coming back. "Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," this is another form of uproar. Verse 4, "Then should thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." Yeah, so what should we be doing right now? We should be trimming our lamps with the oil that we have, which is his truth. So when the Lord comes back, he can deliver us with joy. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. "For when they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape." Here it is. He's passing out these damn jabs and promising things would be good if people would just participate in it. Everything would go back to normal, but it ain't. And many people are taking this, but people ain't going back to normal, man. Things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. And Esau is making it worse. But he's acting as if he's an angel, but he's not. He's the wicked. Verse 4, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." Why? Because the things that the Lord had the prophets to write for aforetime was written for our learning. Going back to 2 chapter 9, verse 1 and 2, we see the signs that are passing about what the Lord said according to prophecies in the last days. So this is not going to catch us off guard. We're sent here to be watchmen for the nation of Israel, but the Lord is about to take the watchmen off the watchtower duty and become hunters. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. You know, it's going to be another form of watch. And then, you know, the salvation. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Rashai, quorum the elect, Shalom.